Sa video na to, I will discuss the concept behind the conjugate beam method. So ito yung dapat mong i-memorize before you can use this method. So meron tayong figures para sa real beam. So let's say you have a pin support. Ito yung hinge. Sa conjugate beam mo, it will still be a hinge. And then kung meron kang roller support, sa conjugate beam mo, magiging roller pa rin siya. And so that's why I paired these. Kasi they will retain their original form. Now, this is only true kung yung pin support or roller support mo is nandito sa pinaka-left or pinaka-right. The same dito. And then yung fixed support mo, magiging free end. And then yung free end, magiging fixed. Itong dalawa are just alternating. Next, yung internal pin, magiging internal hinge. Now, yung internal pin will occur kung merong overhang. Let's say, ito yung beam mo. Yan. Itong pin na to is considered an internal pin. And so, this will become an internal hinge doon sa conjugate beam mo. And also, yung internal roller would occur if meron kang ganitong figure. Ito yung internal roller. Now, these two will exist kung meron kang overhang. And so, the same lang yan. Itong dalawa, magiging internal hinge. And then lastly, kung meron kang internal hinge, magiging internal roller. So, ito lang talaga yung special case. The rest, merong mga partner. And yung pinaka-concept talaga dito is we are relating these three saka itong tatlong to. Now, sa real beam mo, meron kang load. And then, meron kang shear. And then, meron kang moment. Now, again, sa discussion natin sa double integration, itong shear is yung total area ng load. Or simply, if you integrate the load, you will get the shear. And if you will integrate the shear, you will get the moment. However, dito sa conjugate beam, ito na yung relationships natin. Yung moment natin sa moment diagram by parts, gagawin nating load. And then to compute for the slope, we have to compute the shear at the point of interest. And then to compute for the deflection, we have to compute for the moment at the point of interest. So let's try this example. Now, in order to make things simple, let's just draw our moment diagram by parts about dito sa A. Para hindi na natin isosolve yung reactions dito. And so, let's project a line from A. And then, ito yung zero line natin. Now, about dito sa A, this will cause a clockwise movement. But since nasa right yan ng moment center mo, the convention will change. So, yung clockwise movement, magiging negative. And then, yung value niyan will increase patungo dito. And so, this will be negative 10, ito, times yung moment arm na 6. And so, this will be negative 60. This is in KNM. Now, ito yung moment diagram by parts natin. And so, if we will draw the conjugate beam, punta tayo dito. Yung fixed end, magiging free. So, itong portion na to will become a free end. So, drawing our conjugate beam, ito na yan. Yung fixed support, magiging free. And then, ito yung free end natin. Yung free end, magiging fixed. So, this will become fixed. So, ito na yung conjugate beam natin. Now, sir, ano yung loads natin para dyan? Yung load na gagamitin natin para dito is itong na-form natin sa moment diagram by parts. So, let's apply this dito. And so, magiging ganito. Now, sir, ano yung direction ng load na to? You will look at the sign talaga. Since negative ito, it means na downward yung load na to. And so now, ito na yung conjugate beam mo. Now, if you will solve the shear at this point, makukuha mo yung slope at that point sa real beam. And then, if you will get the moment at this point, then you will get the deflection sa real beam. Now, notice na dito sa free end, walang shear saka moment dyan. Because, dito sa fixed end, wala rin kasing slope saka deflection dyan. And so, yan yung pinaka-concept sa conjugate beam method. Now, we will try to deal with the examples doon sa area moment saka double integration natin para you can assess kung ano yung best method talaga.